Germany got themselves off to an absolute embarrassing start. Shambles FC. I cannot believe what I watched today as Germany shit the bed against the Japanese side, who, for all credit, were absolutely fantastic. Kudos to them. Shambles for Germany, but of course, that's over in Group A. What else happened? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks. Bumps again, of course, with a bit of a recap of the day's action over in Qatar 2022 as Germany stumbled. They followed in Argentina's footsteps, losing shockingly, begrudgingly in their opening match. Of course, can they bounce back? We'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. Of course, people shut up VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. But anyway, let's get into it and, of course, have a bit of a digest then, shall we? Here we go. Of course, the other game was monumentally one-sided. But anyway, 2-1 it was for Japan. Piece of piss in the end. They even had a goal early doors disallowed for offside. But I tell you what, today I have seen some boring football with the draws and that 7-0 drop, and I thought that was pretty boring to watch. And I felt quite cruel, I felt quite sick to my stomach watching the Costa Ricans taking a bit of a pounding. But I give you what, for Japan, they are exciting, explosive, and for me, I'd love to see a Japan-Canada duking it out in the last 16. Somehow, if we can make that happen, please do so. I think I need. Well, I don't know. I don't think it'll be doable, but that would be a game and a half. 74% possession for Germany, 26% for Japan, and that's where it's all at. 26 shots for Germany, but guess what? It was a jokey. It was embarrassing. It was toothless. I saw zero passion in there. They were more concerned, Germany, making a political statement at the start. Horseshit. I get what you're doing. I get it. But why can't you just deliver on that? And the response from Hansi Flick is a joke. They underestimated Japan. They got bit, and there was even flashes. There was flashes of a warning sign early doors. But no, we got given a penalty, which was, I think, a legitimate. I'll give us that, and we got the lead, and that seemed to be enough for Hansi Flick. It seemed to be enough for the players that started. Absolutely jokish. The Japanese come back into it, fired up, second half, ready to go, and guess what? We got bitten hard. And fair play. If there was any team I want to see do well at this World Cup, in this group anyway, definitely it's Japan. I'd love to see them go the distance. I do want to see Germany do well, but right now I don't think so. I think we're an embarrassment. I don't think we're even. I think we're going to get knocked out after game number 2. And I think if that's the case, Hansi Flick should walk. Thomas Tuchel's walking around here looking for a job. He's desperate for a job, and he could do the wonders. Jurgen Klopp, as well as having a shit show at Liverpool, he could do a job as well. Give it to Tuchel, though. I think he would be the ideal candidate right now, because Flick. Where was the passion, mate? You're supposed to be the next best thing. You're a young coach. You did wonders at Bayern. But no, you're here making a statement with your fucking armband and all this kind of horse shit. And you're not here playing football. Get your fucking priorities in order. I know you can twist this around and all this kind of stuff. You are a football manager. You're not a political person. Leave your shit to the side. Let other people do that talking. Let the press, let all the other people do that. Just concentrate on the game. You're here to do this. You're not here to I don't know, let your feelings be known about this, that, and the other. And I get where you stand and you're trying to make a moral standpoint, and I understand that. But really, what are you paid for? You are paid as German national football coach, but today you got embarrassed. You got outthought, outthunk, and you're supposed to be one of the next best coaches. To be honest with you, I think you should go back to polishing shoes, buddy, or go back to coaching school, because that was an embarrassment. Where was the desire to win this game? Where was it? Did you leave it? Did you leave it behind? You left it back in Germany, mate. Get back on the plane, go back, empty your bowels, come back here again and show some fight against Spain, who are gonna turn you inside out, my man. Oh my gosh, they are going to rip you a new one. And then you're going to be the laughing stock. Joachim Löw is getting his ass, is getting mocked on social media with his hands down his pants, hands up his arse, and sniffing it. You are going to get made a bigger fool of it because you've underestimated Japan here. Your debut in the world stage, your debut in an international tournament, and you deliver this. And get that Rudiger under control. What is he doing? Is he making a mockery? He's making a mockery of this World Cup. And he's making a mockery of his opponents, Japan. And fair play, they came here and they got the 3 points. You didn't deserve it. You did not deserve it. There was no fight. When it was level, where was the fight? There was 8 minute gap between 2 goals there, and there was no fucking fight. There was no thing. Oh shit, we gotta sort this out. We're getting outplayed here. No, what did you do? You decided to bring on some. I don't know. There was no experience. There's no quality. There was no punch in your subs. Absolutely no punch. And with a punch coming on there, Ritzy Doan, big change, big player, stepped up, delivered, and then Takuma Asano with an 83rd minute spanker, and it just embarrassed the state of you and put Germany on the brink. I don't know. A draw, you'll be lucky. You'll be lucky to get a draw against Spain. I cannot see a win. I cannot see a win right now. And to be honest with you, this will make back-to-back fucking World Cups that you crash out at the group stage. And I'm embarrassed to call myself a German right now. I'm embarrassed to call myself a German. My German in Qatar's gone AWOL. Go on fucking AWOL. Can't get a word out of him. Why? Because you embarrassed him. They paid big money to come over here and watch this. A shambles. Don't get me wrong, if you were to lost the game against Costa Rica, but already secured qualification, I would get it. But first game of your World Cup, or first game of your international competition experience as a coach, and you deliver this. It's an embarrassment, mate. And you get paid big bucks. Oh, forget it. I'm livid. I'm livid with the performance by the players. You need to sort that really. I would drop his clown ass. Don't go prancing around with your fucking feet up like you're doing whatever. What's that all about? You trying to showboat? You're fucking losing the game, pal. Oh, joke. An embarrassment to this World Cup. Embarrassment to the badge. Bad to the fucking 4 stars. You're never going to get anywhere near a fucking star, mate. Take a look at the team. Neuer between the sticks. Schlottenbeck. Rudiger. Forget him. Drop those 2 clowns. Raum, I thought he was good. I give him the benefit of the doubt. Zula, I thought he was iffy. Kimmich, of course, he is a quality player. Gundogan, he had an effort. And again, you win this game, you put it to bed, fair enough. Then you can do your political horse shit, and then you can do your prancing Rudiger shit, and then you can pull off the players and then rotate it and you didn't win the fucking game, mate. You underestimated Japan, and that is rule number 1 of football. You don't underestimate anybody. Argentina did the same. They underestimated Saudi Arabia. You're going to get found out. You're going to get embarrassed, humiliated in front of the world stage. Musiala, 19 years of age. There is some future in him. I thought he was good. Gnabry, not big fan. Muller, don't like him where they play him. Kai Havertz. Yeah, I tell you, it's frustrating to be a German at the moment right now. Don't get me wrong, the values of the players are quite good, but there's no identity here. There is no, when I look at this German side, I think it's a vanilla, boring kind of playing side. Don't get me wrong, you can win games. You can win games. Are you a World Cup winning fucking club or team right here? No. You've got your priorities in all messed up. You've got no real true quality standout players that are going to drag this team. Look, I know Spain put on a fancy score and whatever, and we will elaborate on that in a minute. But they're a nice working team. They work together. They've got an identity. They've got something about them. Germany have not got anything about them. And I'm right now, you've got that fucking label as one of the worst German teams, or definitely worst German performance. Are you going to fucking show up against Spain? Are you going to deliver a mental changing stature performance against one of the explosive nations so far the world stunk Costa Rica 7-0? Are you going to deliver, or are you going to roll over and take one up the rear by Spain? And you're going to crash out at this World Cup. Then you'll come up with your uber political message. Oh, we didn't want to be here anyway. We don't want to be here anyway. Blah 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 blah. Embarrassment. You make me mad, and it takes a lot to get me mad. But today's performance made me mad. I'm very happy for Japan though. Kudos to them. The subs. Goretzka offered little. Goetze boring. Hoffman, I know you're at Gladbach and I give you respect for that. Mukoku, unfortunately, you had little time to change it up, mate. You had like 2 Frukelung. You had 1 effort maybe. Japan though, let's give them the credit. Gone between the sticks. £500,000 rated. Bargain. Akura, Yoshida, Nagamoto, Saki, Endo, Tanaka, Kameda, Kubo, Ito, Maeda. Maeda was a handful all day long. the subs. Big time changes at halftime. Tomiyasu coming on there from, of course, Arsenal. Matoma, Minamino, Doan, Asano, both of them getting goals from the bench. Joke. I know they're a bit harsh on Jamal Musiala with a 6.0. I thought that was a piss take. Joshua Kimmich was a 7.8. He gets the man of the match. Outfield player anyway. Gone over the 7.9. There's the heat map. There's the fucking heat map. Anyway, I doubt I got any reaction from Gerton Qatar. He's pissed. He's gone AWOL. However, did I get any response from any Japanese fellas? I don't know. We'll see. If I do, they'll be here. If not, we move on. Speaking of moving on, let's take a look at the other game. Wow, 7-0 Spain are here and they're mean business. Who needs a striker when you've got goals everywhere else? 7-0 demolition, 82% possession, 18% possession for Costa Rica, 17 shots for Spain, 0 for Costa Rica. They had 1 shot saved. How could they have 1 shot saved with no shots? 0 corners. It was as one-sided of a game as I ever saw. I was in the hot tub watching this badger, and it was bad to the bone, man. Wow, well, what could we say about that? Goals anyway, coming from Dani Olmo on the 11th minute, Arsenio 21st minute, Fernan Torres from the penalty spot. He got his second and the team's 4th. Then Xavi 74th minute, Soler and Morata coming on to score a goal. He is a striker and he knows all the back of this. Take a look at the 11 then, shall we? We got Simon between sticks. He was there with a book. He was reading Lord of the Rings. Laporte at the back there, Rodri, Jordi Alba, Asa Pacheco, of course, some 2 aging fullbacks there, Busquets. Alongside Xavi, Pedri, Dani Olmo, Fernan Torres and Marcus Anisenio up top. As for the subs, we saw Balde coming on, we saw Soler coming on, Koke, Nico Williams and Alvaro Morata as well. Didn't see Ansu Fati, which I'm like, I want to see more of him. As for poor Costa Rica, Keylor Navas, of course, Calvo at the back, Duarte, Oviedo, Martinez, Tejeda, Borges, Benete from Sunderland, of course, Fuller, Campbell and Contras up top. As for the subs, we saw Kendall Watson coming on, Marietta, of course, Zamora, Brian Ruiz, and Aguilera, of course. As for the match ratings here, everybody for Spain above the goalkeeper above a 7. Jordi Alba with an 8. He gets the man of the match. As for Costa Rica, the man of the match for them would be Celso Borges with a 6.7. The rest pretty grim times. Keylor Navas with a 4.2. Here you go. Take a look at that heat map. You can't get much better than that. Red. Poor Costa Rica. And of course, speaking of poor Costa Rica, check back with my Costa Rican representative who's feeling the pinch here. And of course, a very, very jubilant Spanish fella too.
Okay, what's up, guys? Eddie from CRC Football. Obviously, you saw in the game preview that I wasn't really too optimistic about our chances against Spain, but obviously you never anticipate a 7-0 loss like that. It's a complete embarrassment. The only thing I can say is that when you looked at that starting lineup, it was kind of written on the wall. Playing a 4-4-2, a shape that hasn't worked out for us throughout World Cup qualifying. But then when you double down and you play a right back on the wing like Keisha Fuller, instead of an actual true winger like maybe Gerson Torres, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. And that's pretty much what all Luis Fernando Suarez has done for us as a national team. I said it in the preview. 31 teams are going to the World Cup to compete. Costa Rica ain't one of them, and you saw why today. The starting lineup was wrong. The shape was wrong. He left our best center back on the bench. He left a lot of great young attacking players on the bench and at home. And then little by little, you can see that he just doesn't have the soccer IQ to make the necessary adjustments. I thought, moving to a 4-5-1 and kind of flooding that midfield a little bit and not giving them the numerical advantages that they had in midfield to be able to play around us would have been the way to go. But Luis Fernando Suarez, for whatever reason, decided to double down and then triple down on his stubbornness, and it really cost us in what is definitely the most embarrassing defeat in the history of our country. And you kind of look at what's next, what's to come. There are a lot of changes that he can make to try and be competitive against Japan, but he's given me no indication that he's capable of making the smart adjustments. He's given me no indication that he's capable of doing his job correctly by just doing the bare minimum. And I have no reason to believe that he's going to do it against Japan, even though it's blatantly obvious there are about 6 or 7 changes that he can make to the starting lineup to make us more competitive and a better shape that we can deploy to make us more competitive over 90 minutes. and not get embarrassed like that. It's a tough pill to swallow, but sometimes you kind of need something like this just so you can get rid of the problem. And Luis Fernando Suarez is the problem. So I'm hoping that something as historic like this can make him gracious enough to step down and he doesn't continue with our project into 2026, because I can't have another 4 years of this guy in charge. We move forward and we move on. Let's see what happens against Japan.
Hey Dirk, Jose here. Just finished watching the Spain game, and what can I say? That there's not much more you can ask for. 7-0 to kick off the World Cup journey. Absolute fantastic way for Spain to start. I thought the entire team played well. I don't think anyone had a bad game, especially the youngsters. Gavi really showed up today. I was expecting Bedri to shine a little more today. I think he had a good game, but Gavi absolutely killed it. He also becomes youngest goal scorer of all time for Spain. And I think with that, and I think he's also the youngest appearance maker for Spain. So he holds both of those records now. And I'm not sure who got man of the match, but Gavi absolutely deserves it. Maybe Danny Olmo, a fantastic game. Lineup was pretty much what I expected, except on defense. A couple of surprises there. I was not expecting Rodri as a center back. I thought him and Busquets might take turns as holding midfielders. Laporte, I wasn't expecting him back there either, although I think he's a phenomenal center back. One of the best in the world, obviously. But I wasn't expecting that team to be back there. But I absolutely loved it. They did a fantastic job on defense, and I wouldn't change a thing. I'm a huge Azpilicueta fan. I thought Carvajal would start over him, but very happy with him on the right as well. But yeah, super excited. Earlier in the day, I was excited that Japan won. I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, very much looking forward to this Sunday. Playing Germany. The nervousness has calmed down now for that game. So super excited, and I will catch you after that game. Take care.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at the state of play over in Group F. Right now, Germany in third. Spain running away with it. Of course, Japan up there, of course, with Costa Rica with a heavy deficit. Are Costa Rica out? They're pretty much out. You would say that. They've got to take on Japan next. If that's a draw, puts them on 4 points, puts Costa Rica on 1 point. And of course, Germany lose to Spain. Guess what? They are out. That is as simple as it gets. Simple as it gets, and as embarrassing as it gets. For this one. But the Japanese, I thought they were good. Costa Rica need a bounce back and need a respond. If they can beat Japan, that puts them on 3 points. The deficit is going to be massive. They'll need to tonk them 3-0 or something like that to make it even at least doable, and then hope they get something out of the German game. But anyway, regardless of all that, Spain looked good. Japan were great in their moments, and Germany, I think, we're more embarrassing than Costa Rica. How about that? Let me put it in perspective. I think Costa Rica got spanked. Yes, they did. But Germany were absolutely embarrassing and should be ashamed of themselves, calling themselves Die Mannschaft, because they were absolutely turd.